Welcome everyone, today we have 9 amazingly useful contraptions to use in Super Mario Maker 2. We have this insanely fast long-range jump detector, an incredibly useful size-dependent root splitter, causing you to go a certain direction depending on whether you are big or small Mario. To finish today off, we have a possibly perfected Global Lag Detector setup, allowing you to detect lag from power-ups and taking damage from multiple screens away. Without further ado, let's dive in. So here's what we're going to call a direction detection contraption. Basically, when Mario is looking to the right, this on-off switch is going to be in the off state. When Mario turns to the left, looks left, it's going to turn back into the on state. And so why this happens is because of the ghosts that are inside of these clown cars are going to be chasing you or not. So when you face to the right, the ghost inside of this clown car is going to chase to the right, which is going to hit this note block, which is going to push this thwomp downwards into the spring, which is going to be up against the thwomp because this on-off conveyor belt is going to be pushing the spring up to the right. When the spring is forced to hit this thwomp, the thwomp is going to hit the on-off switch, and that's going to activate the setup, forcing it off. So when I start the scene, this clown car chases me, and all of that happens. So as long as Mario is facing right, the on-off switch will be in the off state. When Mario turns to the left and faces left, it'll go to the on state. And this happens very, very consistently and fairly quickly. So this could be a very, very interesting mechanic inside of a level. So what we have here is a global infinite thwomp screen shaker. These thwomps are going to consistently slam down on these munchers because of this note block. And so the reason why there's a gap right here and there's no gap up here is just so the thwomps are hitting the munchers at different times. And because the munchers are sitting on this platform that's on the rail, these munchers will stay global and these thwomps will stay global because of this note block, because they are stuck on this note block. And so because of this whole situation, these thwomps will continue to slam down no matter where we are in the level, as long as we don't leave this overworld, and as long as this whole setup spawns first. So you see the left thwomp slams, then the right one slams, and they go like that consistently. And so there's a lot of noise right now. When we run away from this setup, there's not going to be any noise again, but you see the screen still retains that shaking aspect to it, which is pretty cool. It'll do that throughout the entire overworld as long as we don't go through a door or a pipe. Here we have another a very basic contraption. We're going to call this a POW-activated scroll stop breaker because these munchers right here are going to get deleted by a POW, and when that happens, this cannon is going to fall on the bomb and break these blocks. And so that's going to break the scroll stop. So this could create a very interesting level mechanic where you have to activate a POW in order to proceed. So here's a very simple setup. I have a POW and I have to throw it in order to get it through. Scroll stop breaks, and I can proceed. Simple, yet interesting. So what we have here is a global vertical hidden block detector. So basically, when you hit this hidden block, the bomb that gets wedged with this hidden block right here, because of that bomb wedged into the hidden block, when I hit this hidden block, that hidden block inside of the bomb will refresh, crushing the bomb. So when I hit this hidden block right here, the on-off switch gets hit. Something to do with the snake block and this Lemmy that falls makes this global. Without the Lemmy or without the snake block, this is no longer global. So I'm going to start the scene here and then ride the skull platform up to show you what I mean. So now we are many, many screens up, and the on-off switch will still activate when we hit this hidden block. Like that. Allowing us to proceed with the level. So what we have here is an insanely fast long-range jump detector. So in the ground night theme, whenever Mario jumps, this SMB2 mushroom will jump as well. These two cannons are spawned off-screen past this scroll break, which means they are not activated, but they are still a thing. So they will weigh down this seesaw. They will actually fall down and weigh down the seesaw, which will lift the seesaw up a little bit, pushing it up against this muncher. Every time we jump, this mushroom will jump as well because it's ground night theme, and that will weigh down this little stack a little bit. And when this seesaw gets pushed down a little bit, these two cannons, which are not activated, are going to push the spike ball into this on-off switch. The spike ball is spawned but not activated as well. So whenever the spike ball gets pushed a little bit to the left, it will activate this on-off switch. This will happen at a pretty long range. As long as this mushroom is on the screen or within one block of the screen, it will stay activated and it will react to us jumping. We must spawn all the way up here for this to work as well. But you'll see how fast this reacts to our jump. It's really, really quick. And so again, this could create a very unique, interesting level mechanic. So what if you were Cape Mario and you needed to get small in a hurry? As you see down here, I can't actually get through this gap. I cannot even cheese it. We can't go into the door. We need to be small in order to progress. This is a cool little setup, a very, very quick way to get Mario small. So we'll call this a Cannon Minifier or whatever. I'm going to go up against this note block and just flick my cape a little bit. It's going to crush me down to being small in a very cool way, allowing me to progress, to pass, and go down with my life. What we have here is a size-dependent root splitter. So basically, this spike ball hits the note block, which is going to eject a POW. If we are small, the POW is going to squeeze us through the note block and send us down in this bottom path. If we are big, the POW is going to lift us up and send us on the top path. So this could be a very, very sweet little mechanic in a level where if somebody makes it through big, they have a harder path or something like that. So here we are, small Mario going through the door. Pushes us down, and so we can go in this path. Or we are big Mario going into the door, pushing us up to this top path, forcing us to go to perhaps a harder version of the level. Here we have an on-off switch activated Bowser stun. So while these blocks are red, these on-off blocks are red, Bowser will just stand here and get hit by these springs, and he won't do much at all other than just kind of spit fireballs. So he'll be stuck there. When we hit this on-off switch, he will be free to slam down. When he slams down, he's going to hit these on-off switches, which make these blocks red again and kill him. That's just so that he dies right away, and that's going to make us get stunned. It's going to stun us. And so it could create some kind of interesting effect in the level if you force this to happen. So as long as I stand here and don't do anything, he's just going to chill. But as soon as I hit that on-off switch, he slams down, stunning us. On-off switch activated, Bowser stun. So what we have here is a possibly perfected global lag detector setup. We did a lag detector setup in the past, but it was very, very messy and required 4 different setups that were very resource intensive, very entity intensive. This one is very, very clean in comparison. So essentially the cloud is going to move to the right with the muncher on top of it, and it's going to pick up this cannon, and so the cannon's going to attach to the bottom of the muncher. Now these spinies are going to be moving back and forth, and when we take damage or when we get a power up, the screen will lag for a split second, and when the screen lags, this cannon will get off sync of the muncher a little bit. So the cannon will move slightly, which will allow one of these spinies to hit this on-off switch. This will rearm because every time the muncher hits up against the spike, it will push the cannon back to where it originally was. So this is global, it's rearming, and it will detect that slight lag you get whenever you get a power-up or hit a spike, hit and take damage. So this is a very, very interesting contraption here. Possibly one of the coolest contraptions we've ever really gone over. Check this out. So we get a power up, it hits the on-off switch. We take damage, on-off switch gets hit. And so this could be a very, very awesome mechanic in a level, forcing you to do certain actions in order to actually proceed. And it works across the entire level as long as it has already loaded. So we are 2 screens away, and it still functions as it did before. Level mechanics, level ideas galore.